Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to Avoid TV live stream. My name is Akia. If this is your first time, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel. And then on the Facebook page, follow us. Make sure you share this live video and invite your friends to come and watch this video. And I hope that you find this really helpful. Whenever you join in, just make sure you share. Okay. So, guys, today I wanted to go over some of the expected cost of the DV lottery. Some of you have been asking this question, like, how much money do I need to put together when I win the green card lottery? So today I have just a simple presentation for you guys that I'm going to talk about how much you should expect to spend. When it comes to the DV lottery, guys, it is an estimate. Some of the cost, it's like, you might get it lower or maybe slightly more, but it's just giving you a good number to look at. Hi, Solomon. How are you? Guys, when you come in, let me know where you're watching from. Please share the live video. Share. Okay? All right. So if you guys are ready, we're going to start. Let me know where you're watching from. We're not going to make this live video too long, but I want you to pay attention, okay? Because maybe I may not be around to answer all of your questions. And I hope that by the end of this live video, you'll be able to understand and have, like, a good sense of how much you should budget for. All right. Hi, Emmanuel. You're watching from Liberia. Hi, is it Lumas or Lumas? How are you? Thank you for watching from Kenya. Hi, Paul. Paul, how are you? How are you, Paul? Hi, Lucy. You're watching from Tamale. How are you? Okay, guys, I don't want to waste all of your data, like those of you in Africa. So let me go ahead and then talk about. Hi, Gloria. You're watching from Ghana. Yehovah, you're watching from, I don't know where you're watching from. Um, is it Amo? How are you? Ernestina, how are you? You're watching from Ghana. All right. So, guys, we are going to go straight to the question. Hi, Anthony. You're watching from Morocco. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Andrew, you're watching from Kenya. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Michael, you're watching from Ghana. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, we're going to talk about the DV lottery cost. Okay, how much is the actual cost? We all know that the DV lottery itself is free. Registering it is free. You don't have to pay anybody. That is why when somebody says, I paid an agent, I'm like, this is the free portion that you're not supposed to pay anybody. The part where you will pay your money, you gather that and save it. You will get to the point where you have to pay. But when it comes to registration, you don't have to pay anybody. So that's why I personally recommend that you always do your own registration so you don't have to pay. Or if somebody's doing it for you, that person shouldn't charge you money. Don't let somebody charge you for registration. So let's go on to the next part. Okay. Now, some of the expected cost for DV lottery is going to be your visa fees. Visa fees. Majority of the types of visas that you apply for in America, majority of them you have to pay for some visa fees. It's only in a few circumstances where you can get an exempt. But if you're a DV lottery winner, you will not get that exempt. You will have to pay the visa fee. And the fee at the moment is $330. The good news is that this amount hasn't changed in so many years. Okay, so even though we are expecting the price to go up, some of the visa fees and visa filing, petitions, and other things, the fees to go up on April 1st, the DV lottery visa fee will remain the same, $330. It is not going to be touched. That money must be paid in cash. In cash. Don't bring your bank card. Don't bring your ATM card. Don't bring your checkbook that I'm going to write a check. They want cash, physical cash. Okay. So when you're going for your interview, You might either pay in US dollars or you will pay in the equivalent in your local currency. So when you go and you're going to pay, they will write the conversion for you. There are some of the embassies, when you check on their website, like US Embassy in Accra, when you go to their own personal page, they have the exchange rate there. So you can use that to do your calculation. Oftentimes, the embassy exchange rate might be slightly higher than what might be on the black market. Okay. So if you're planning on going through the lottery process and you have dollars, your auntie comes home to visit, your uncle comes home to visit, and they give you dollars. Don't chop that money, save some. In Ghana, for example, they say the dollars, it shouldn't be the ones that are very old. I don't know what that obsession with old dollars and new dollars. I don't know what that is, but apparently, when you go to interview at the U.S. Embassy in Accra, Ghana, when you give them the old $100 bills, the ones that were, from I'll say 2009, before 2010 and later, it seems like they don't want those ones. So $330, every human being on your application that will get visa. So that means that if I am going for interview with my son, and my son is just 2 years old, my son too must pay $330. So this is an expense. So here you can see, if you have a family of 4, you're going to multiply $330 by 4. There's no junior visa and mama visa and papa visa. It is the same size of visa. So whether the baby is 1 week old or they are 65 years old, visa cost is the same. Okay. Now, let's go to the next one. The next thing that you expect to spend money on, my people, the next thing you expect money to pay money on is going to be your medical examination. Okay. So far I've asked around, and it looks like the medical fees is somewhere around $250. Okay. It is around, but it is mostly less than, because there are some countries you will pay somewhere close to $500. If you're in South Africa, you will pay somewhere close to $500. If you're in Europe, you might pay close to $500. Okay. South Africa is one of those places that you might pay close to $500. When you're in Europe, you will pay close to $500. Like somebody in Sweden, they paid $500. Okay. So, but for the most part, most of us in Africa, your medical fee will be somewhere around $250. People from Cameroon, I remember in DV 2022, somebody paid 144,000 CFA. Okay. Now, if you convert that to the dollars in today's rate, it's going to be somewhere around $240. So that's why I'm saying the price range is around, $250. If you're a Ghanaian, your cost could be around there for adults. Okay. Now, when you go for your medical exams, right, the things you'll be doing, they will do physical examination, look inside your mouth to see if there's any inflammation in your throat. They check your body if you have anything on you that may signal some type of sickness, all of that. They will do chest x-ray, and then they will do TB test, they will do blood test, they will do and then you have the vaccination portion. Okay. Now, when the reason why I said the price is per adult is that there are certain factors that can lower or increase your cost. Okay. There are certain factors that can increase or lower your medical cost. Now, when it comes to your medicals, let's say you are a child of, maybe you have a baby that is less than 2 years old. That baby will not have to do the tuberculosis test. If you have a baby that is less than 2 years old, that child will not do tuberculosis test. So that means that your fee that you were supposed to pay, they will take out the tuberculosis cost, because you don't have to do that for that child because of the child's age. But if the child is 2 years even 1 day, 2 years, 1 day, they will do the tuberculosis test. Okay. And then if they do the tuberculosis test and there is some kind of something that will signal that something might be happening to you, right? Let's say they did your X-ray and they saw something in your lungs, but they are not sure and they are thinking, hey, tuberculosis mostly, something to do in your lungs. If they decide to do further tests, that one will increase your medical cost because further testing, you will have to pay that money. So that's why certain things could add more to your cost or could lower it. Okay. Like I said, if you have a baby, you will not have to pay $250 for a baby because the baby does not need tuberculosis unless it is obvious that your baby they carry tuberculosis. That one is not a test now. The baby has it, right? Another thing is that when it comes to gonorrhea and then the blood test, if you are the age of under 15 years old, they will not do gonorrhea test for you. But if you're 15 years old or older, then you have to do the gonorrhea. So that means that, let's say you are a mother and you have children, maybe you might pay $250 for you, but your baby, you will not spend 250. Okay, I hope you understand. Because for this, some of the tests, it is dependent on your age, unless there is physical evidence to show that you may have this gonorrhea, or there's something that will show that you may have that child who shouldn't be tested has tuberculosis, then obviously they will do the test. I hope you understand. All right. Now, the other thing is your medical records that you take to the interview. Okay. Like I said, your age plays a role. So let's say that somebody just gave birth. Okay. The baby is 2 weeks old. Now, we all know, from those of us from Africa, we know that when you have a baby, they do the immunization, all those childhood killer diseases, they do all of, a lot of these vaccinations, right? So now they've done MMR, they have done maybe polio, they have done, uh, diphtheria, they've done tetanus. So now the baby, you go to do your visa medicals, right? Your immigrant visa medicals. They will not have to do this all over again because that child still has valid vaccinations. But you must have the document to go to your medicals, right? You must bring your vaccination card or immunization card showing, because the immunization card will tell the type of vaccination that was given and the date of when it was given. And sometimes maybe it might say when it will expire. All right. So when you're going for your medical and you bring that document, it can reduce your cost because remember, every vaccination that you get, every injection they give you, there's a price to it. So the less the number of vaccinations you have to do, the cheaper your cost is going to be. Okay. So those of you who may have your vaccination documents, you have your immunization card, please keep that with you when you're going for your medicals. For any type of US visa that requires you to do medicals, if you have your vaccination card, immunization card, take it with you so that things that you don't need to take, they don't have to charge you again. I hope you understand. Okay. Hi, Precious. How are you? Hi, Paulus. How are you? Hi, Nee. How are you? Watching from Ghana. Osajifo. How are you? Claire. How are you? All right. The next thing that you have to budget for is the green card fee. The green card fee. At the moment, the green card fee is $220 per person. Okay. If you need your green card to work, then you definitely need to pay that $220. But coming April 1st, they are going to increase the price by $15. So it's going to go to $235. All right, per person. All right. The thing is that for those of us who are already adults, when you come to America, you say that, well, I have my passport. and I don't need to pay for the green card. I'll wait until I am eligible for naturalization. Me personally, when the time came for me to become an American citizen, when I went for my interview, they asked for my green card. So imagine if I had, been saying that, hey, me, instead of me paying for the fee to get the green card physically in my hand, I was like, yeah, nobody is chasing me in America. So I'll be fine. I can forget about it. But sometimes when you're moving on to the next stage in your immigration journey, they might ask for that green card back and they will cut it up. Okay. When you're becoming a citizen, they must collect the green card back from you. All right. So don't say that I don't have to, pay for the green card. I can just, be in the system. Nobody go bother me. All right. Randy, you said you have a medical appointment tomorrow. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So now the next thing is your plane ticket. Okay. Plane ticket, my people. Plane ticket is something that you have to pay. Most of us, we don't have a private plane sitting in our backyard, right? There's a place here in America where in that neighborhood, everybody gets a plane. Like, in most houses in America, you have your car garage. There's this neighborhood that everybody, most of the people who live in the area, they have hangar. Hangar is where the plane they park, right? So you don't park your plane in a parking like garage, but you place it in a place called hangar. There's a neighborhood everybody have. But most of us, we don't have this thing, right? So we have to pay our transportation to get to America. So that is where your plane ticket comes in. You have a little bit of control when it comes to the plane ticket because after you have received your visa, you can decide how soon you will want to arrive in America. But before you decide, look at your visa expiration date. Inside your passport, it will tell you when your visa will expire. Okay? I have told you guys many times that your visa expiration and your medical exams, 6 months from your medical exams day, the day you did your medical exams, it should be 6 months from there. That is how the expiration date for your visa should be. Even if your visa says your visa will expire maybe in 7 months' time, please go according to your medical exam. 6 months. If your medical exams expire, you have to do it again. All right, that is how it works. Your medical exams and your visa, they work hand in hand. So when you get your visa, and let's say you did your medical maybe 2 weeks to your interview, and your visa, everything was done quickly. You didn't stay in AP, so they did it fast. Your visa has been approved. So now you have a visa that has a validation for about 5 months. Okay, let's say it's about 5 months. So now you can go online and decide to buy a plane ticket that is later. Sometimes when you buy a plane ticket that is very close to when you want to leave, it's more expensive. Oftentimes, okay, there are sometimes that you can buy a ticket for like next week and it will be cheap. But for most times, if I want to go to Ghana right now and I want to buy a ticket today, the way these people go finish my pocket, right? But when you buy it ahead of time, then you have the opportunity to, get a reduced plane ticket. So you have control over here. So when you get your passport in your hands with your visa in there, now you can, play with the dates and see which date will give you the most affordable plane ticket for your budget. Okay. Maybe me, affordable is $800, but maybe somebody affordable is 1,500. Okay, so you have to look at what is affordable for your budget. All right. The other thing is that the time of the day that you buy the plane ticket can affect the price too. From what I've heard, right? When you buy your plane ticket at night, early morning, sometimes the price may be cheaper. Now, don't just take my word for it in this scenario. You yourself sometimes wake up midnight, check the plane ticket. You know where you are going. You know that from Accra, you're going to New York, JFK. You know from Liberia, you're going straight to Atlanta. You can check this And then, maybe at midnight, after you've watched some show, you're about to sleep, go and check plane tickets and see. Sometimes the ticket at night, it might be cheaper. They said there are some days, sometimes when you buy your ticket on a Wednesday, the price might be cheaper. That is, please, you have to do this, verify this on your own, okay? Now, the other thing is that if you're buying your ticket around a seasonal price hike, definitely you go suffer. Okay. In America, we have our spring break that is about to start. Spring break is in March. Okay. Spring break time, people are going on holidays. Maybe they are going to Europe, they are going to south of the border, they are going to Mexico, they are going to Costa Rica, they're going to Jamaica. And if you're a developed winner and you're in Jamaica and you want to come back to America and you buy your ticket around the same time, you'll be paying more. Not because you did anything, but you're buying it when the demand for that ticket, for that route is high. So sometimes you have to be very careful. Like when you buy your ticket around Christmas time, when you want to buy your ticket around 4th of July, America's Independence Day, sometimes you end up paying more because you're buying it around holidays where people will be traveling. So the aviation industry also will increase their price because they know there will be demand, supply and demand, right? The other thing is that okay, Adams, you have a question, just a moment. The other question, the other factor is layovers, okay, or is it direct flight? For some of us, you live in a country where the airport in your country is not a hub. When we say a hub, it's like an airport where there are so many flights moving there to various destinations, right? It's like a centralized location. There are some of us, we live in countries, there's one international airport, but your airport is not as busy. There are not many flight destinations from there. So when you buy a plane ticket from your airport, it may have to drop you off in Kenya and then go on from Kenya to your destination. So because you're being taken from your country to another country, to it's like doing trotro. You didn't do that, but it's because your airport is not a hub. It might not be serving that destination that you're going, right? A hub, one of the airports that is a hub is JFK. George Bush Airport in Houston is a hub, right? But there are some airports, they are small. I'm talking about the airport in Austin. Austin Bergstrom Airport is, even though Austin is the state capital, but the airport in Houston, George Bush Airport, is a hub. So you have planes coming from Amsterdam coming through there, planes coming from UK coming through there, planes coming from all over the world coming through there. But in Austin, you can have a flight coming from UK. But if you're coming from Amsterdam, that flight might have to take you to Houston and then connect you to a local flight, those small airplanes that will move from Houston to bring you to Austin, right? So if you're doing a layover, sometimes it might be cheaper, sometimes it might be more expensive. Okay? Sometimes it might be more expensive. Sometimes going direct flight might be more expensive than a layover, right? Because let's say you are in Ghana, you're coming to JFK, but you did a flight that has so many connecting flights, right? And one trip that should have taken you maybe 15 hours for you to be in America, you bought a plane ticket that will take you 32 hours to arrive in America. So guess what? Your plane takes you to Amsterdam. From Amsterdam, it takes you to maybe Hartfield Airport in Atlanta. Then it will go bring you back to JFK. And then, so you see, one destination, because it is dropping you at many places, sometimes your price might be cheaper because it's like trotro. So one airline will take their small share and then they bump you to the next flight. So you might be being added to another. It's like in Ghana. Let me give this example. It's like in Ghana, you take a trotro and then you get to a sample. It's like, oh, I'm going to Sunyai, but then this guy is going to going to another place, like, okay, we can add you to, our passengers, then you can take another one on the way. So that is what sometimes the layover is. But when you're on a layover, you will not have to check in your bags again. Your bags will be transported onto the next your continuing flight. I wanted to make that clear. So when you buy your plane ticket and it says you are changing flight at different locations, you don't have to physically go and look for your bag and take it to put it on the next plane. It is only when you arrive in America and you are connecting to your final destination. Let's say you come to JFK, you continue to maybe to come to Texas. Then when you get to JFK, you will have to go and look for your bag, right? Because you have officially arrived in America and you must go through immigration as if New York is your final destination. And then after they've gone through your stuff, you can now go and check in your bag again so that it will bring you to your final destination. I hope you understand. All right. Okay. Somebody said, some of the, okay, let's see your question. What are some of the medical conditions or sickness that can lead to visa denials? Okay. So, Adams, some of the medical conditions, the thing is that the whole thing is about you not being a public health risk. Okay, having HIV/AIDS is not a problem. You will get your visa if you have HIV/AIDS. They no go punish you because you have HIV. They will not refuse your visa. They have removed disqualification because somebody has AIDS. They have removed that long time ago. But let's say you have tuberculosis that is in the active stage. Active. They will not give you the visa, but this is what they will do. They will tell you to go through treatment. So they will technically refuse you. I hope you understand. It's almost like, the DV lottery, it is a time bound. By September 30th, if you don't get your visa, the whole thing is over. So if you get tuberculosis and they tell you go and get treatment, and the treatment is taking 6 months, and the 6 months will finish in December. But then they have finished the DV lottery, the year that you are participating in will end in September. They have automatically refused you without actually telling you you are refused. I hope you understand. So long as your medical situation is not a public health risk, right? Now, I'm sure nobody has leprosy, but if you actually have leprosy, they will not let you bring it to America. Okay, there are some sicknesses that could pose health risk to everybody, and so if you let's see, so if you have anything like that, right? If you have any thing like that, then definitely I will advise you to start getting treatment for that. Okay, let me look at some of the next question. Okay. All right. Someone said, can cardiovascular disease, heart attack, diabetes make you get denied? No, 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 no. Nope. It will not get you refused. But if this heart diseases that you have, if it gets them to suspect that you have maybe tuberculosis, okay? Let's say you have heart problem, you have any type of disease that you mentioned, but you went for your medical and mistakenly it was looked and suspected that this is it TB or what is it, right? I know TB has to do with the lungs, but let's say if they suspect it is a TB, then they will have to do further testing, right? But this alone will not get you. Do you know the number of Americans who have diabetes? So you'll be fine. All right. Let's see somebody's question. So after winning and leaving one of my case, is it acceptable? It is not. If they find out that you left one of your children, they are going to refuse you. The key word, if they find out. So that one discuss with yourself, right? Let's see. Pressure said, what can you say to those who want to apply for business and tourist visa to the to US? So this live video is more about DV lottery. I hope that I can talk about tourist visa in another video. But if you're somebody who is going through tourist visa application process, most of these things will apply to you, except that you will not do any medicals. If you are applying for a tourist visa, you will not have to do any of these medicals, and you don't have to. You will not pay the same visa fees. You will pay a cheaper visa fee than, I believe it's a little cheaper than this. I think the tourist visa fee is now like $215 or something like that. It's cheaper, right? But the plane ticket is the same, right? The same hustle for your plane ticket. That's how it will be. All right. But the thing you don't have much control over is where you'll be flying from. Where you'll be flying from. If you are Ghanaian, you will have to fly from Kutuka, right? Well, now some of the airports like Kumasi, Takoradi, and Tamale, they might. I heard that they can do their international flights coming from there, but for most of us, your country may have one international airport, and you have to fly from that international airport. All right, so that one you don't have much control over it. Okay, all right. Let's see. Somebody says, if a child is adopted but don't have the prerequisite documents. But so for you to say somebody is adopted, you should have the legal document. If it's not legalized, there's no adoption. If you don't do adoption in the legal way, according to the law, it is not recognized. It is not going to be recognized as you've done an adoption. All right. Now let's go to the next thing. So now, guys, we are going to look at plane tickets. Plane tickets. Okay. Somebody, Gloria, you said, what of high blood pressure? No problem. No problem. It's not going to get you refuse visa because of that. Okay. All right. So now we are going to talk about the plane ticket. Plane ticket, my people. So I just look at the plane ticket. This is on Google. You just go and type Google flights. Okay. It will pop this thing up there. You give it where you want to leave from and the airport you're going to. You can give the town, and then it will give you several airports. Okay. Like if you say you're going to New York, it will show you several airports in New York. All right. I chose JFK because it's a hub. All right. So KIA, Kotoka International Airport. So let's say somebody has done their interview, DV lottery interview. I'm talking about, let's say, DV 2024. Somebody now has their visa. They're looking for plane ticket, and then they go to check, right? Now, when you look at the plane ticket here, my people, right? If the person decide that they are going to leave Ghana on March 1st, they could get their plane ticket for 751. But if they're looking, you see that the cheap tickets, they are the ones in the green, right? The ones that are cheaper. So when you look at March 25th, it is 587. So that is why I said you have control over your plane ticket, because when you're buying now, you can look and decide, okay, let me, pick March 25th instead of going on March 1st where I'll be paying, about, $150 more, right? Now let's check other countries, okay? Somebody is asking, okay, let's see. All right. Osajifu, you're asking, please, after you've gotten your visa, can you leave your family behind and later come for them? Yes. Yes, you can absolutely do that. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. So if you're from Sierra Leone, okay, and you want to, let's say you are DV 2024, you've won, you've done your interview, you now have your visa. You now have your visa, you're looking for plane ticket. This is what you do, okay? This is what you do. What you would do, the first thing that you would do is you will just a moment, guys. Okay. So if you're from Sierra Leone, your airport is Freetown International Airport. Let's say you're going to JFK. When you look at the plane ticket, looking at the table, right? If you decide to leave on February 14th, which is tomorrow, you're going to pay 590. Okay? Because most people don't travel on what you call it, Valentine's Day, right? So if you choose to fly on that day, you're going to get a cheaper one. But look, if you decide to do 25th of March, as I did, as I showed before, let me show the whole screen, is going to be $1,210. Okay, remember I told you that you have a say, you have control over which ticket you go buy, right? You see, when you fly on the 15th, it's 804, but when you fly on a Sunday, 17th March, is going to be 1,170, right? So that's why I said sometimes you have a say in, your plane ticket cost. Okay, all right. Let's go on to the next one. All right, so you are from Liberia and you're flying out of Roberts International Airport in Monrovia, coming to JFK, New York. How is your plane ticket? How does it look like? Okay, now let's look at the plane ticket. So if somebody is from Liberia and they are coming to the US on March 25th, the price they will have to pay is $1,730. You see, a Ghanaian will pay 587. Somebody from Sierra Leone, Freetown, will pay 1,210, but somebody from Liberia will pay $1,730. Okay? So that's why I said you have control under certain circumstances. But if you are Liberian, right? Let me show the screen back again. You don't have to book the March 25th, right? You see, March 22nd, March 21st, March 13th. You see, it's 783. But if you decide that, oh, I'm going to book the March 25th, you pay 1,730. Let me give you a quick advice here, like a little bit of advice here. When you go to all of these travel and tour people and you're going to buy your plane ticket, if you decide not to buy your plane ticket online, but you go to this travel and tour people, you go and buy your plane ticket. If you think, let's say me, I'm running my travel and tour and I need money. And then you come to me that, oh, I want to buy a plane ticket. I'm going to New York and, this is my budget. Do you think I will book the 13th for you? Right? If let's say I get a bigger, commission, my commission is a percentage of what you pay. I may look for the more expensive one so that my commission will be bigger, right? So just be, somebody said, can you share the site that you're getting your? Yes, I will share that in a little bit. Just give me a moment, okay? I'm almost done. All right. Now the next people we'll be checking on is those from Kenya. Kenya. If you're flying from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi to come to JFK, all right? Kenya, you people get cheap prices. So look at Kenya. But it looks like if you're coming from Kenya, you see 689. It seems like that number is consistent, but on the March 25th, it's 604. But you see, when you look in February, 689, 689, 689, 689, right? Guys, remember, if you pick a different airport, your price might go up or come down. Like I said, when you go through a hub, it is mostly a little cheaper than when you go to, minor airports. All right. So let me see. Is that the last? Let me see if that's the last slide. Okay. Sorry, guys. So now let's compare. Let's compare the plane tickets, okay? Let's compare the cost. Now, if somebody is a Ghanaian, they will pay their visa fees $330. Let's say it's a single person. they don't have children, or they are not coming with children, they are not coming with a husband, they are not coming with a wife, it's just them. They'll pay $330 for visa fee. They will spend about $250 for medicals. They will pay the green card fee for $220. Okay, that is before April. April 1st, it will go to $235. And then they fly from Accra to JFK on March 25th. Okay, this March 25th, their plane ticket, they will get, 587. Their total cost will be $1,387. They are estimated. Please don't go and save just 1,387. Then later, like, sister, you told me it's going to be 1,387. Now it is 1,500. No, this is an estimate. Even the plane ticket on their website, sometimes the price will go up, sometimes it will go down. Okay. Even you can look at a plane ticket right now whilst you are sitting on the website, then it will refresh. There are some websites you go there, you're buying plane tickets, whilst you're filling your information, your passport information, then they're like, the price has changed, right? So know that the prices of your plane ticket, they are subject to change. Okay. All right. So now let's go to Liberia. Somebody from Liberia, their visa fee also 330, their medicals around 250, green card 220. But then their plane ticket on the same date as a Ghanaian using for this comparison, March 25th, 2024. The Liberian will pay $1,730 for their plane ticket. So the Liberian will be spending $2,530. A Ghanaian will be spending $1,387 if they buy this particular plane ticket. Okay, like I said, it's subject to change. A Liberian can get a cheaper one. When I showed you the table, I'll actually show you guys how to do this to get the best plane ticket. Okay, all right. So let's go to the next comparison. Guys, remember that this information, I am not including your transportation cost. How you will get to the embassy, that one I am not including. Some of you, you may have to fly to another country. I am not including that. Some of you, you may be living at one end of your country. You may have to come to the capital for your interview. I am not including that amount. You have to collect your police certificate. I am not including that. You have to, some of you, your marriage certificate is as old as something. You need to go and do a different, like a new one, or maybe your birth certificate is started. You need to go and do a new one. I did not include that small expenses over here. I'm just giving you the general expenses. Okay. If somebody from Sierra Leone, all right, and you also pay $330, your medicals around 250, green card 220, but a plane ticket from Freetown International Airport to JFK, 1,210. Guys, remember I told you, not everybody is going to go to JFK. Some of you may be going to Houston, which is you'll be using George Bush Airport, or you might be using Dallas Fort Worth, the airport over there, or you might be going to Atlanta. You might be going to LAX, right? I just use JFK as an example to compare. Okay. Somebody from Sierra Leone will spend 2010, okay? $2,010, all right? If they pick this particular ticket, okay? And they get the same price. Somebody from Kenya, same visa fee, medical fee around 250, green card 220. But the plane ticket from Nairobi to JFK was the cheapest. And I use the same date, my people. I use the same date. I didn't pick the cheapest plane ticket. I use one date, March 25th, to compare for all of the countries that I'm comparing. Okay. And so Kenya will be $604. So the total for Kenyan will be 1,404. 1,404. This does not include your transportation to the embassy, your transportation to the airport. How you will get there, that be your own expenses. I am not including that here. Okay. So now, this is the end of this particular slide, but let me come back and show you guys. Okay, Osajifu, you have a question. I will share the website. Osajifu, just a moment. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me see if I can. Okay, yes. Let me share my screen for you guys, okay? So when you come to Google, okay, when you come to Google, you type Google flights, it will give you this particular page, all right? So now, you being, say you are from Sierra Leone, so you will type, okay, let me type the capital of my country, okay? It's Freetown. So you have to make sure, okay, Freetown, Sierra Leone. So the airport there is only one airport, one international airport, sorry. Sorry guys, let me type this again. Freetown, Sierra Leone. This is the international airport there, okay? And let's say you are not coming to JFK, you are coming to Atlanta, Georgia, because your host lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So the airport there that you use will be Hartsfield Jackson Airport in Atlanta, all right? Now you are looking for the date. You're like, which date I go fly, right? Which date I go fly? You see, when I put the cursor on this, it kind of open it for me. It opened the calendar for me, right? So I can look here and I'm like, March 25th is 1,353. But let me see, can I get a cheaper one? Can I get a cheaper one? Right? February, you can't get any flight to that place. But February 14th, sorry. So you're like, there's 1,353. You're like, okay, I'll take it like that. If I come March 3rd, I'll pay the same price as March 25th. Then let me come early, right? So you can do that. Oh, you're like, February 23rd is cheap. Let me take that one. And then you select and you click down here, right? So it will show you the airlines that you can, decide to pick. You see Royal Air Moroccan, that's from Morocco. For those people, they are plane is very expensive. Anyway, me, I haven't flown by that before. But you see here, it will have two stops, okay? You have two stops. They have this. It will OUA. I'm thinking it's Wag. I hope it's not Ouagadougou, but let's see. Yes. So let's say you decide to go with the Turkish airline. Anytime you take Turkish Airlines, it will take you to their country before you come to America. That is how they do it. They will take you to their country first before they bring you to America. So let's say you are from, Freetown, you pick the cheapest flight. So you move from Freetown, it will take you to Thomas Sankara International Airport in Ouagadougou. And then from there, it will take you to Istanbul, which is in Turkey. From there, it will bring you all the way to Atlanta. Okay? It will bring you all the way to Atlanta. But then you're like, sister, how do I track the plane ticket? I want to keep my eyes on it so that I don't always come and check. So this is what you do. You see here, you turn this thing on. Okay, please make sure when you're doing this, you are signed into your Google account. You see, I have Wofoi TV over here. So make sure you sign in into your Google account so that it will not be asking you to sign in again. So I turn this on, I say any date. So guess what? I will be receiving emails. Whenever the price goes down, I will get an email that, hey, your price, the plane ticket that you want from Freetown to Atlanta, it has dropped. Then you will get the email of that, and then you decide whether you want to book that ticket or not. All right. If you want to, you have a specific date that you must travel on that specific date, then you will turn this thing on, right? If I decide not to turn this on, then and I have this, it means that any date, right, I'll be getting the notification until I stop it. All right. Also, when you're checking your plane ticket, please do it one way, right? I don't want you to end up paying like an extra, but unless it is going to be beneficial to you. So let's see. For this one, okay? You see, when I did, let's see. So let's say I want to pick round trip, all right? I want to pick round trip, even though I am not coming back, but I want to pick round trip because I'm trying to find cheap plane ticket, okay? Let's see. When I decided to do round trip, look at the plane ticket now, 1,859. So sometimes you have to play with it and see if you will get a cheaper plane ticket by choosing round trip. But I would recommend that you use the one way, okay? So you see round trip is 1,859. But when I do one way, right, for March alone is 1,353. Then you follow through and make your booking. All right, you select the flight and then it will take you to their website and then you complete the booking. All right, now let's see. I want to come back and see if you guys have questions. Guys, if you have a question, ask. All right, who decides the final destination for you? Who decides the final destination for you? Nobody. You decide your own final destination. When you get your US visa, you are allowed to go anywhere in the 50 states in the United States. Any of the 50 states in the United States. You are not obligated to go to New York because when you went for interview, you said, I will go to New York. It is not by force. I said I'll go to New York. Now I don't want to go there anymore. Nobody will force you. All right. So you can choose that you want to go to Houston, right? Let me share the page again and I will show you this, guys, and I'll be ending soon, okay? This is the last portion. So let's say you are from Freetown, but you are coming to Houston, International, Houston, Texas, okay? Houston is George Bush. George Bush is IAH. That's the airport code. I will advise you against choosing the airport code, right? Now, if you are coming to Houston, Texas, right? This is how much you might end up paying. You will go by Ethiopian Airline. You will stop by 3 places before you finally get to Houston. Okay? Let's say you are from Ghana. Let's say Accra, Kotoka International Airport. You're coming to Houston. Look at the price. 896 if you're taking KLM. But if you're taking United, it will be 1,089, right? But you see, from you have one stop. So sometimes when you're buying a plane ticket, look at the stop. If you don't want to stop so many times, you have to look at those things, right? British Airways will obviously, you have one stop in London, before they bring you to Houston, okay? Let's say you're from Kenya, all right? Nairobi, you're coming to Houston, okay? You see the plane ticket, 762 or 874. Let's say you are not coming to Houston, you are coming to San Antonio. San Antonio Airport is SAT, right? San Antonio International Airport. You see the plane ticket now, right? So you just have to play with things, right? You have 2 stops. You stop in France and then you stop in, I think this is the ORD is Chicago, O'Hare International Airport, right? Let's see. So when you're booking your ticket, you can just choose, if you want premium seat, you have to pay extra, right? If you want economy, no refund, then you do that, okay? They will give you free checked-in bags and then 1 carry-on. So you click that, it will take you to their website, and then you will continue the process. All right, my people, okay? So guys, this is where I want to end the live video. Those of you asking what is the website, go to, I want to type here, go to Google and type Google flights. Okay, go to Google. So those of you who are asking for the website, go to Google and type Google flights. Google flights, it will give you that information. But make sure whilst you're on Google, you have log in into your Google account, your Gmail account, so that when you turn on the notification, that it should be reminding you the time when the price goes down, it should send you an email. Then you have to sign into your Google account, your Gmail account, so that it can notify you. Okay. So, guys, this is all that I wanted to share with you. Please make sure you share the live video. I really appreciate you spending your time, your afternoon with me. I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will try my best to reply to as many of your questions as time allows me. Okay. But let me see. Somebody said, let me see if there's any question I need to answer. Yes, I've given the website. Yes. Those of you who just joined, please, you need to rewatch the live video after it ends. Yes. So, guys, thank you so much for your patience. Please make sure you share this live video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. This video will also go to my YouTube channel. All right. I love you guys. God be with you. When you win the DV lottery, I know it's a lot of information, but you don't have to know everything at once. Just take one bite at a time. If you have a question that I have not responded to, or take time, go to the YouTube channel. Most of your questions have already been explained in a video. Go and watch those videos and use that information to benefit yourself. So that's why I am doing my best to share as much information here so that you can be ready. Even when I'm not there, you still have the tools that you need to be successful on this journey. That's why you must take the time, go to the YouTube videos, go and watch the video, because there are so many videos that have explained so many things that you guys can find them helpful. All right. I love you guys. God be with you. Bye bye. Bye bye.